You've been walking around with a whole bunch of crap in your head, thinking it's the truth. You've been fed lies and misinterpretations your whole damn life, and somewhere, deep in the back of your mind, you accepted it. The garbage, the bullshit. You inhaled it, and bam. Your subconscious just put it in the truth folder. But here's the thing. That ain't the truth. Truth. It's not what you were told. Truth is the stuff that survives the fire. It's the stuff that holds up when everything else is burnt to ash. It's what stands tall when all the fluff, the propaganda, the manipulation, when all of that goes up in smoke. Now, how are you going to know what the truth is? Let me give you some science-backed clarity here. Recognize the garbage. You've got a mind, right? It's powerful. But just like a computer, it gets loaded up with data, good and bad. Most of the time, it's not your fault. You've been bombarded with information your whole life. Your parents, your friends, the media, society. They all handed you bits of truth, most of which are complete shit. And what happens? You suck it up and swallow it. But your brain doesn't know what's true and what's false at first. It doesn't have a filter. It just files everything as truth. Now let's break this shit down. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a fact and an opinion unless you teach it. So all that stuff you heard, whether it's you'll never be good enough, or people don't really change, yeah, that's just stuff you've been taught, not truth. It's garbage that's been labelled as truth. But the only way that you can get rid of it is going through a process. The fire. Now here's where the fire metaphor comes in. Imagine you're a blacksmith. You're standing over a forge. You've got a piece of metal in front of you. It's a solid, sturdy block, but it's filled with impurities. It looks good on the outside, but deep inside, it's got all this junk, right? And no matter how many times you polish it or try to shine it up, it's still got all the garbage inside. When you throw that block in the fire, the heat starts to separate the pure metal from the junk. The impurities start to burn off until only the real, valuable metal remains. That's what you need to do with your bullshit in the mind. You need to throw it in the fire and see what survives. What survives? That's the truth. The stuff that stands tall, that holds its ground when everything else is gone. That's your real truth. And you don't need someone else to tell you what it is. You've already got it inside you. So chunk up and chunk down. Let's break it down a little. How do you get rid of the garbage? How do you identify what's worth keeping? First you chunk up. That means zooming out, taking a step back and looking at the big picture. What is it that you're actually believing? What is that belief based on? Is it something you've seen, heard, or felt deeply in your body? For example, if you think you're not good enough, chunk up and ask yourself, why do I believe that? You'll probably find it's based on something that happened when you were very young. Maybe someone told you you weren't good enough, and your brain just sucked it up and filed it away as truth. Well, let's throw that shit into the fire. That's not truth. Once you've chunked up and identified the problem, chunk down. Focus on the details. What specific event or moment led you to thinking that way? Maybe you failed at something, and that one failure turned into a belief that you're a failure. That's just one moment in time. It's not your entire life. You're not that failure. So now, you go in and you examine the smaller pieces of the experience, the little moments, reframe them. Recognize a failure doesn't mean you're a failure. Create new beliefs. You see, the key to breaking free from the bullshit and finding your truth is to start questioning everything. Everything you were told, everything you've been taught. And you do this by pacing and leading. First you pace where the person is at. If they believe they can't do something, you acknowledge that. Yeah, I get it. You feel like you're not enough, but hang on. Then you lead them to a new place. What if I told you there's more to you than you even realise? All those times you thought you failed, you're actually learning. What if you already have everything you need to succeed? You just need to find it. The science behind this, it's simple. Your mind works on a principle called neuroplasticity. It means your brain can change. It can rewrite itself. Every time you expose it to new information, to new experiences, new ways of thinking, your brain makes new connections. And you can literally change your beliefs. Like upgrading software on your phone. But here's the kicker. Your mind will resist. It'll tell you you're not enough, or that you're not ready. It'll play tricks on you. Why? Because your brain, it's in a comfort zone, and breaking out of that zone is uncomfortable as hell. But if you don't make the leap, you'll keep repeating the same limiting patterns, the same stories that hold you back. The karma of not doing it. Let's talk about the karma of staying stuck in your limiting beliefs. When you don't challenge these thoughts, when you don't test them, you let them fester. They just hurt you. It hurts everyone around you. Because you're not showing up fully. You're not bringing your best. And every time you don't show up fully, you're missing out on an opportunity to help, to inspire, and to really live. And guess what? The universe notices. The energy you send out is the energy you get back. So if you're sending out the energy of I'm not enough, guess what you're going to attract? More of that. More bullshit. But when you decide to take the fire to the junk in your head, when you finally break free from those old beliefs and step into your power, now that is when the real magic happens. Now you're living your truth. And you know what the universe does when you live your truth? It rewards you. It gives you more of that energy back. It floods your life with opportunities, with alignment, with peace. Your fears. I know what you're afraid of. You're scared of how people will react. You're scared they'll think you're crazy, or worse, that you'll fail. And that's normal. Fear's always there, whispering in your ear. It tells you to play it safe, to stay small. But listen to me. That fear is a lie. It's part of that garbage that you've been carrying around, trying to protect you. But it's not doing you any favours. It's holding you back. Fear is the enemy of progress. When you confront fear, when you walk straight through it, you expand, you become stronger, you build your truth. So here's what you need to do in one sentence. Throw that garbage into the fire and let your real truth rise from the ashes. It won't always be easy, but you've got what it takes. You always had it. It's time to stop settling for other people's truth and start creating your own. And when you do, life will never be the same.